Hi everyone. Today we are going to talk about something that's simple but super important, not only in math but in the way that we shape our world's slope. When we look at a line on a graph, the slope tells us how steep that line is and in which direction it's going. You can think of slope as the measure of how much a line rises or falls as you move from left to right. The formula we use to calculate slope is m equals y underscore 2y underscore 1 x underscore 2x underscore 1. That means we find the change in y divided by the change in x, or in simpler terms, rise over run. Now, there are four main types of slopes: positive, negative, zero, and undefined. Let's go through each one. First up, the positive slope. A line has a positive slope when it goes uphill from left to right. In this case, as the x values increase, the y values also increase. You can think of it like walking up a ramp. Every step forward also takes you higher. Here's an example. Y equals 2x plus 3. In this equation, the slope m equals 2, which is positive. That means for every 1 unit we move to the right, we move 2 units up. On a graph, this line would rise as we move along the x-axis. If you're drawing it on the board or slide, the line goes from the bottom left to the top right. That's a positive slope. Next, we have a negative slope. A line has a negative slope when it goes downhill from left to right. That means as x increases, y decreases. Let's look at an example. Y equals 3x plus 1. Here, the slope m equals minus 3. So, for every 1 unit we move to the right, the line goes down 3 units. You can picture this like going down a slide. The more you move forward, the lower you go. Imagine a line that starts in the top left corner of a square and goes down toward the bottom right. That's a negative slope. Now let's talk about the zero slope. A zero slope means the line is perfectly flat horizontal. That means there's no rise at all, only run. The formula still works because the change in y is 0m equals 0x underscore 2x underscore 1 equals 0. Example, y equals 4. This equation means y is always 4, no matter what x is. So, the line runs straight across the graph parallel to the x-axis. Think about a flat road or a tabletop. No incline, no decline, that's a zero slope. Finally, we have the undefined slope. An undefined slope happens when the line is vertical. That means the x value stays the same, but the y value changes. If we try to plug that into the slope formula, m equals y underscore 2y underscore 1 x underscore 2x underscore 1, we'd be dividing by 0 and we can't do that. So that means that the slope is undefined. Example, x equals 2. That means the line is vertical, passing through x equals 2 on the graph. Picture an elevator shaft or a flagpole, perfectly straight up and down. There's no horizontal movement, so the slope can't be measured. Let's review what we've learned today. We reviewed the types of slopes, direction, examples, and their description. Positive slopes rise left to right, uphill line, while negative slopes fall left to right, downhill line. Zero slope is a horizontal flat line, and an undefined slope is vertical, straight up and down. So next time you look at a line on a graph, you'll know exactly what type of slope it has just by looking at its direction. Slope might seem like a small part of algebra, but it's actually one of the building blocks for understanding linear equations, graphs, and even real-world patterns like how roads incline, how data trends move, and how we measure change over time. Remember, positive slope, uphill; negative slope, downhill; zero slope, flat; undefined slope, straight up. Thanks for listening, and I hope you now feel more confident recognizing and describing the 4 types of slopes.